Chapter 27, The Hidden Dungeon. The stone leaf's corpse sizzled, with the most ether Vivi had seen in the dungeon so far. There were almost 50 wisps in this one corpse alone. The vines holding Vivi disintegrated with the monster. She fell to the ground, mostly unharmed. She had been absolutely useless in the fight. The vines had caught her off guard, and there was nothing she could do after that. Without Lucius's quick support, Vivi would have died, again. "I'm sorry," she said. "About what?" Lucius sat in a loaf next to his kill and proudly collected ether. The kill was worth 48 ether. His reserves rose to 197. "I nearly died," Vivi said. "How many times have I almost died now?" "You haven't even gotten close to death yet," Lucius said. "I won't let you get yourself killed. Not when we have so much ether to gain." Vivi sighed. "I need to grow stronger, so that you don't have to constantly watch over me." "You're already stronger than most Nimrods," Lucius said. "You defended against 2 of the stone leaf's vine attacks. Those were anything but slow." "I was caught by surprise too. Next time you'll dodge all 3. Vivi nodded. She couldn't forget that the monster she just fought was worth almost 50 ether. That was half of what Nimrods had to earn in a week. Just a few more monsters, and Lucius would reach over 300. They could continue to grow from there. The fight had warmed Vivi's body. The cave was quiet and comfortable. The air wasn't fresh, but the smell was 10 times more pleasant than the free dungeon. "Remember this, Vivi," Lucius said. "You don't need to fight alone. As long as I'm there to save you, any fight is our victory." "But it's better if I don't have to rely on you every time," Vivi said. "Yes," Lucius replied. "The more you manage on your own, the more effort we can place into our offense." Vivi took a deep breath. She still held her sword. No reason to sheath it, considering monsters could ambush at any moment. The steel sword was weak, but still a sword. It would serve her until she gathered tools for runesmithing. For now, there was only one path. "Let's explore the dungeon," Vivi said, carefully. "The word is hunt," Lucius said. "Let's go on a hunt." The hidden dungeon was a sprawling cave network, dozens of caverns and tunnels. Crystals and black flowers covered most of the cave's vegetation. The aesthetic quickly became familiar, though Vivi avoided the flower batches after an incident with a snake monster hiding under the plants. The snake thrust its fangs at Vivi's leg. The fangs struck her boots. She killed the snake for 3 ether. Insects and pests were common around active vegetation. Vivi avoided anything colorful, hopping to avoid venom. Some rooms were fully covered in plants and crystals, with no reliable foothold. In those cases, she turned away. Crawlspaces and holes existed everywhere. A whole network must have existed above. No wonder the fiend liked this place. Monsters were surprisingly scarce, enough that Lucius complained about the lack of action. After 2 hours, Vivi had found only 5 monsters. One was another ghost blade. Vivi fought it with the same strategy, but with more practice. Lucius blocked the assassin's attacks, while Vivi pushed it into a corner. The fight lasted less than a minute. The next 2 monsters were lone stone leaves, slightly weaker than the first. Fighting one-on-one, they were easy. Vivi dodged the ranged leaf attack now that she expected it. Then she sent Lucius to stab their eyes. Lucius's spirit form took advantage of the weakness easily. The last 2 monsters nearly killed Vivi. An insect-like monster ambushed her from behind a corner. She was tackled to the ground, crooked claws thrusting at her chest. She raised her sword, blocking the claws. Another attack followed immediately. The monster's fangs aimed at her face. Lucius didn't appear in front this time. Instead, he enhanced Vivi's left hand. She slashed at the monster's charging face with her claws. Her angle was awkward, but she blocked. The monster was light. She pushed hard and threw it off. It recovered quickly and joined its allies. Two more of the same monsters waited in the room. Fanglings, Lucius said. Annoying critters, they excel at venom and ambushes. We defended the ambush, let's slaughter them. The insects walked on 4 legs with 2 crooked, clawed arms. Their thin bodies were covered in black exoskeleton and a hairy tail. They had no eyes. Instead, sharp fangs protruded from where eyes should have been. Venom dripped from those fangs. The 3 fanglings stood with claws raised, trying to intimidate. It's a scare tactic, Lucius said. They want you to panic and run so they can assassinate you. Their real defense is terrible. Your sword cuts right through. Follow the strategy. Vivi steadied herself and dashed at the leftmost fangling. She had to stay on offense. On defense, she was useless. The fangling tried to block. Vivi swung straight at its guard. Her sword crushed its arm. With the limb gone, it was defenseless. No time to finish it. The other 2 attacked together. Vivi swung wide with a growl. Her technique was non-existent, but her strength was enough. One fangling met her blade head-on. Its shell split open. One attacker remained. It thrust its venomous fangs toward her throat. Her guard was wide open. I'm not alone, Vivi thought. Lucius burst from her core with his claws out. He pushed the monster with all his strength. He wasn't strong enough to stop it, but he slowed it. Vivi recovered and drove her sword through its chest. Behind her, the armless fangling charged. She spun with a shout and swung her sword at the right moment. The fangling ran straight into the blade. Silence! Vivi wiped her forehead while Lucius collected the ether. Each fangling was worth 9 ether. Low pay for such deadly monsters. After devouring the fanglings, Lucius's reserves hit 309. He grinned, above the limit. That was insane, Vivi said. One mistake and I would have died. You made plenty of mistakes, Lucius said. Most of your swings were far from optimal. They were good enough, that's what matters. Vivi breathed out, uneasy. She doubted this would be her last close call. Lucius flew up to her eye level and spread his claws. Watch this. His claws had not grown longer, but the ether inside them had concentrated. He slashed at the stone wall. A mark remained. Small but real damage. I need a bit more ether before my claws evolve, Lucius said. Right now, they're still just claws. None of my true powers are unlocked yet. Evolve into what? Vivi asked. I'll show you after a few hundred more ether, Lucius said. They'll be sharper than your sword. Not if I start runesmithing, Vivi said. We'll see, he replied, proud. I'm starting to sense more ether. A fangling lair might be below us. You mean we'll fight more of these insects? Yes, fangling lairs are like ant colonies. Multiple queens and broodmothers, plus bosses guarding them. Individual fanglings are weak, but clearing a lair gives tons of ether. Lucius, we nearly died to 3 fanglings, Vivi said. And you call them weak? We are weak, Lucius said. And we must grow. I'll scan for ambushes, let's descend. Vivi wanted to sigh, but she hadn't come here to fear death. She dusted off her raincoat and continued downward. More fanglings appeared, one every few minutes. Ambushes from crawlspaces. Camouflage in flower patches. If Vivi repelled the ambush, killing them was simple. Their defense was frail. She pushed them into corners and slashed. Lucius handled counterattacks. Only when 3 or more attacked at once did things get dangerous. The offense-focused strategy worked perfectly on agility monsters with low defense. Vivi walked straight at them, focusing on attacking, trusting Lucius to guard her blind spots. It was terrifying to rely on a spirit for survival. Lucius defended well. The deeper they went, the more Fanglings swarmed. While fighting one, a larger Fangling appeared. An elite. Taller, thicker, with fin-like hair across its back. The elite was faster and had sharper claws, but still fragile. Vivi slashed as hard as she could. She trusted Lucius to guard her back. After killing the elite, Lucius's reserves rose to 457. Vivi cleaned her sword of ether wisps. Monsters didn't leave blood, but their ether clung stubbornly to her blade, swirling like souls cursing their killer. She had barely caught her breath when another Fangling charged from behind. She killed it without Lucius, adding 10 more ether. Vivi was exhausted. "We're getting ambushed from every direction," she said. "We're deep in their territory. You've dimmed over 200 wisps." "That's good," Lucius said. "We're gaining serious ether. I might dim 5 wisps per kill, but we get 10 new ones. We should fight until all the wisps are dimmed, then sleep and recover tomorrow." "We're not prepared," Vivi argued. "We have no plan for monsters too strong for our strategy. We won't beat 3 elites at once. Fighting through exhaustion is stupid." Vivi expected him to brush it off. For once he didn't. "You're right," Lucius said. "Tougher elites will be difficult if we're surrounded by small ones. We need an attack that can one-shot Fanglings." A Fangling charged straight at them. "I think I have just enough ether to try it," Lucius said. His claws glowed with concentrated ether. He was charging an attack. He raised his paws and slashed from a distance, releasing the energy from his claws. Chapter complete. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe for more light novel adventures. Tune in for the next chapter.